guys, welcome to my bookshelf. It's right behind me, as you can plainly see. It needs a refresh and update. I've watched a few like library or build my dream library, organize my bookshelf videos, and I figured I wanted to change up my bookshelf a little bit, just a little bit. And so I thought I'd take you with me and then give you a bookshelf tour when it's over. So let's enjoy the video. Let's get started. Let's go with that. Let's get started. I guess the first step would be take all the books off. So we're gonna time lapse that so you don't have to watch it forever. I could time lapse it, or I could just, it's empty. In reality, the main reason I'm doing this is to figure out where in the world I'm going to put these books. I don't have space for them, and I have more books on my TBR cart that need to go on the shelf, so main reason I'm doing this. Ooh, new angle. Same angle, different height. These are my favorite book series. They sit in front of each other. Second favorite if you're going with Nancy Drew. That's my favorite. I think we get a rag so I can dust this disaster off. Okay. I got a rag. Oh, and by the way, I'm in flannel because it's raining here. We got a little storm. It was brewing earlier this morning, Monday night. Skip Tuesday. It's Wednesday. It was just cold yesterday, but today it was raining. So, broke out the flannel. And go drink water if you're watching this. Okay, let's put that far away from books. Okay, so we're going to dust the shelves, figure out how I'm going to do this. I used to stack Nancy Drew books. That drives me nuts. I don't like stacking books. I have to. Why don't I go do this and then we'll talk. So I was keeping my favorite books on the top shelf and like my TBR books on my side table cart thing, but I'm not sure if I want to do that anymore. My favorite books can go on top, but it's never the same books. Well, actually, it's been the same books, and honestly, I gathered like new favorites since I bought books. So maybe I should figure out which ones are my favorite and put those on the top and keep those as like my favorite books. And then the only problem is it'll split up series. Because, you know, like in a book series, you have a favorite and you have a least favorite, or you have an absolute favorite and the rest of them are just okay. Like, it doesn't, I mean, it's just really hard to decide, oh, should I put my favorites up there and break up a series, or should I not? What would you guys do? Would you break up a series if you have a favorite book and like display your favorites, like say on the top shelf of your bookshelf? Or like you display your favorites. Do you guys even do that? Or is it just a me thing? Let me know in the comments because I'm actually curious. Does anyone else have a favorites shelf? Like, honestly, I could probably use that as an additional shelf because the bookends are broken anyway. But for right now, because I do have a cart that I can use, and then you guys can't see it, but over here, this is a DVD player, and under that is cube shelves that I can like reorganize and put some books on. So I have that. I don't know, let's get back to the bookshelves. Okay, so we're just gonna keep the favorite books on top for right now. Figure out which ones are my favorite out of the ones that I've finished reading already. But honestly, a lot of my favorites are at the library because that's where I check out my books. If you're sleeping on the library, you really need to go check it out. It's some great new authors. Especially if you're on the fence about, well, not the authors, I love the authors. But if there's like a new book you wanna read, but you're like, I don't know, it's a new author, never read it, it's a different genre, go to the library. They may have it. Okay, there's my library rant. Okay, so let's do the top shelf, shall we? Okay, so the books I had on the top shelf was, yeah, okay, these aren't all of them. Okay, so these books plus these books. Okay. To the books that were on the top shelf, which I'm going to change around. Tenny, both Samantha mysteries, Danger at the Zoo Kit mystery, Rebecca. So I'm going to change that because I now have the fourth book to Tenny. Not the second or the third, just the fourth and the first. The first comes with the doll. Okay, so then these 8 were up there. I honestly don't know why all of these were on top, because honestly, When All My Dreams Come True will stay up there. Humble, Texas, Branson, Missouri, Valentine, Nebraska. Okay, so those four? Yeah, those four are gonna go up there. These, I don't know. I can't decide if I want to put this up there. Okay, it's still gonna go on my bookshelf. Okay, so these ones are not going up there. Okay, so should I break up a series or should I not? Actually, I should, because I already put up a whole book from a series up there. But let's figure this out. Oh, American Girl is going back down. No, wait, the Samantha Mysteries are staying on the top shelf. Sadie's Montana. It's actually gonna be on my TBR for next month, so. These two up top, Sisters Oregon and Romeo, Colorado. These two. This is my favorite book series, besides Nancy Drew. So trying to pick a favorite out of them is really hard. This one's really good. So I have Point Blank, Alaskan Rescue, and Cowboy Bodyguard. So I don't know if all those will fit. So let's put them up there and find out. In order of book series. Or, well, actually book height. I wanted. Now look at my favorites. Ta-da! You cannot completely see them, but I will do an in-depth bookshelf tour. Which, ironically, I just did a couple of months ago, but that bookshelf had been that way since we moved here. Kept having to shift things around because I kept buying books. I'm on a book buying freeze. Self-inflicted? Self-appointed? I told myself, stop buying books. And I did not buy a book. I found a book that I wanted. Buy it. No, it was Love Inspired. No, it was Love Finds You, which is the book series Romeo, Colorado, Valentine, Nebraska, Snowball, Arkansas, those ones. So, I'm gonna end up having to stack books. I just know it. Do I want to go with the shortest books on top? That way I can raise the shelf up. But it doesn't matter because one shelf doesn't move anyway. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, we're gonna go all the way down to the bottom and do the bottom shelf first, because that one's gonna be like all the really random books that I have, like one book of that author that's not a series. So be right back now that I figured that out. Okay, so I may have cut off part of my head, but this is the bottom shelf that I'm talking about, and the books that I'm talking about putting on there are gonna be like Hadessa, Christie, Jenny Gordon, The Waltons, Tinkerbell. I have a Mary Kate and Ashley book, Hangman's Curse. If I knew where it was, I'd get it. A lot of my books are series, which is kind of sad. Little House Treasury. And like, I don't know if I'm gonna do a mystery shelf and a romance shelf, because a lot of my books are mystery. So we're gonna start by just putting Little House on the Prairie, Chronicles of Narnia, which are in chronological order, not publication order, not chronological order. So I actually found out it's best to read them publication order, not chronological, because it makes more sense in the series. So all 7 Chronicles of Narnia books, which have to move because, I mean, yeah, Chronicles of Narnia is action, adventure, all that, but it's also fantasy. So that can go on the bottom. And then we will do American Girl. Which now isn't going to make sense, but I also do not want to separate my American Girl books. This shelf, now that you're eye level with it, is going to be Robin Jones Cat. I'm going to start with Christy Miller. Probably going to end up doing this again, like, in the next 6 months, but this book is also on my TBR for the month. So yes, it is tall, short, tall. Because I don't have the complete collection in hardback, I have the first 3 books in a hard pack, and then the middle 6 books paperback and a hardback. I don't like it, but that's how I have it. And then we have Echoes, Clouds, and Finding and Marrying Father Christmas. And this is why it will never take up a full shelf. So, put When Love Gets in the Way on the shelf because it's romance. The thing is, Oh wait, duh. In case you didn't know, Love Find You is a romance book. Completely and totally a romance book. So I put them in alphabetical order by state. Well, Prince Edward Island is Canada, so it'll be at the end because it's not a state, it's a country. So we got Arkansas, California, E, F, G, H, Iowa, J, K, L, M, N. Oh wait, I forgot Florida. Oops. You know, when you go alphabetize, sometimes you just forget what letter, or you just forget the book altogether. Does anyone else have to go, like, whenever you're going, you can't just be like, oh, here's A, the next book, oh, I have a B, oh, I don't have C, I have D. Or does anyone else go A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, Ohio. And then I have Paradise and Hershey, Pennsylvania, and Prince Edward Island, Canada. So we're gonna put these books up here. Oh, look at that. I actually have a little teeny tiny bit of space. Okay, so now that we've got that, I have space to add one book, which will be perfect because I'll be able to add Peculiar Treasures when I get to it, but I can't get to it until I finish the Christy and Todd college years, which I can't get to until I finish the Christy Miller series, and then all of the Sierra Jensen series. And then I can read Christy and Todd the college years. And then I can read Peculiar Treasures. Because you have to read all of Christy Miller to get to Sierra Jensen, to get to the college years, and then the college years ends when they get married, and then that's when a Peculiar Treasure, that's when the Katie Weldon series starts, but then it's intertwined in the married years and then the baby years. So you have to read them in order. I looked it up. I had to know date publications. So now the next shelf is going to be Nancy Drew, which honestly I could make the top shelf Nancy Drew and the middle shelf, but I like using the shelf for Nancy Drew. Do I want to do Nancy Drew there, or do I want to do Nancy Drew on the top two and put Love Inspired Suspense in the middle? Ooh, so many decisions. I don't want it to look the same. We're gonna put Love Inspired Suspense in the middle. I also have a lot of those. So, okay, so these ones have month and year on them. Does anybody else put their books in order of year? Or should I do them? I do them in author, and then that's what I've been doing at Med. I did them in year. Then I decided this whenever we moved here, I was gonna do them in year order, like July of 18, December of 08. What? Oh wait, haha, I know why I did that. Okay, let's try this. Oh, here we go. Terry Reid, December of 08, July of 09. There's two more Terry Reids. And then July of 08, don't know why that's in front of that, and April of 15. So I'm not sure if I want to put them in year order or keep them in author order. What would you do? And we'll see if I made the right decision. I think I'm gonna put them in year order this time. Not author order, year order. Not alphabetized either. So we'll see if this drives. Okay. And now the books will magically appear on that shelf. 3, 2, 1. I mean, look at that. So quick. So now we're gonna go up a shelf, and I have Nancy Drew plus mysteries. Most of it's Nancy Drew. So the only thing that didn't end up on the shelf is Anne of Green Gables. So let's put that on the bottom shelf real quick. So you get to watch me take the stuff off the shelf and raise it up so I can put Anne of Green Gables. Stack them on top of each other because they won't fit. That. There's Anne of Green Gables. There we go. So, I don't like that, but I don't really have an option. Let's go up a shelf and see what we can do about getting all of the Nancy Drew books onto one shelf. Okay, let's do this. You might be a little crooked, and if you are, I'm sorry. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is actually I may have to stack the Nancy Drew books. And I think I'd be okay with that because I have other books, but it doesn't have to be all the Nancy Drew books. So this is what I'm thinking. Okay, we'll do this together. And maybe you'll get the vision that I have. Unfortunately, my shelves are not super deep, so these go off the shelf the width of my finger. But I don't like that. I could leave it for a few days and see if I like it, but I like the fact that all of my books sit in my shelf. I mean, I could try it. Nothing says it has to stay that way. I don't like stacking my Nancy Drew books. I mean, I don't like this either, so we'll see. Okay, so now we go up to the top shelf so you can figure out, or so I can figure out what I'm doing so you guys can see what I'm doing. Now we're back to the top shelf. So what I'm thinking the shelf is going to be is mysteries, action adventure, which is literally one book, and the rest of my Nancy Drew books, which are all paperback, so they don't take up as much space. Let's see. Okay, are you guys, comment down below if you've made it this far. Tell me if you're a paperback or hardback fan, which one's your favorite, or if you don't care. If you have no preference at all. I have no preference. The only thing I will always buy is, well, okay, so I bought one that's not Yellow Spine because I didn't realize all of my books were Yellow Spine, but Nancy Drew will always be Yellow Spine hardback because that's what I prefer. But the rest of my books, I don't care. They're paperback, they're hardback. Doesn't matter to me. Okay, so we have Nancy Drew files, which are not going to go at the beginning. This is what I'm doing. Nancy Drew files, like, this is going to be the divider between the end of the Nancy Drew collection and the start of the rest of the mysteries. I'm not even convinced that. Okay, these, they stopped making Nancy Drew books at 64, I think, in the yellow hardcover, and they started making them all paperback. So now I have 4 paperback from the original mysteries and then the Nancy Drew Girl Detectives. So I lump them together, even though they don't go together. But, you know, what are you gonna do? So I'm in the middle of reading the 3rd book in the series, so I'm gonna get it to make sure it fits. And then I have all of my Defenders of Hope. And then I got Design Art of Crime, the Deadly Decor Mysteries, and Last Chance Detectives, which is action adventure. It's the only action book I have. But it has to go in this order. So even if one book was taller, it has to go in that order. I just need to make sure I have enough space for it. It goes here. I gotta figure out how to take the red labels off. They're driving me nuts. Okay, so they all fit, so I'm gonna take this book out since I'm currently reading it. Pull that one and this one, and we'll take this one out of here. So my stack of books that I read for my wrap up, I'm gonna do at the end of the month. It's gonna go on the other side shelf. Okay, so now that that's done, I'm not gonna decorate it as much as I did before. The one thing that will go on my bookcase is very dusty. My little bookshelf friend. She is me. Me is reading. That's not her name. I'm her. She is me. So I'm reading. So tiny me is reading. She's gonna go on my shelf someplace. I did have her in the shelf, like physically in the shelf, but it's harder to do when you fill up your bookshelf to the point you need a favorite shelf just to get books off the shelves, and it still didn't work. So I could actually use one more, not even a full bookshelf, like the half Billy. I don't have it because I don't have space for it. Actually I do, but I wouldn't want to split up my bookshelves because I'm crazy, and my TV, it ain't moving, and neither is this thing. This thing is bolted to the wall, and it will stay bolted to the wall. Okay, so she needs to go on a shelf. It's not gonna block anything, so actually, maybe she'll sit in front of my Nancy Drew books. Yeah, I think that's cute. Okay, so I don't want as much on my bookshelves as I had I think I'd prefer, obviously, my reading light. It's gotta go someplace. And my Pixie friends. Tinkerbell, Silver Mist, and Rosetta. Okay, so I think that's all I'm gonna keep on my bookshelf. Oh, I'm just gonna put this. A little cute lighting around my bookshelf. So I think that's actually everything for my bookshelf. So let's start at the top and I will do a updated bookshelf tour. Actually, I'm gonna do an updated bookshelf tour on my shorts channel, on YouTube Shorts on my channel. So that will be out probably on Saturday, so it gives you guys a chance to watch this video, so then you can see kind of updated. Yeah, you got to see kind of what I did, but in case I add something or move something or change something, you guys won't actually know until then. So thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what types of videos you would like to see in the comments. Comment your answer to my question. If you don't remember my question was, do you prefer paperback or hardback? I read either. I don't have a preference. So I will see you guys next week, back with another video. Bye.